Hello. Welcome to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Center for Computer and Information Technology here at Murray State University. And welcome to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and our local partners, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. We have wrapped up Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And let me say that doesn't mean that we forget about cybersecurity because it continues to be something that is important. Last month, I mentioned a phrase that a viewer asked me if I would explain a little bit more about. And the word is operational technology and operational technology security, or OT and OTSec. What is it? What does it mean? And why does it matter? And I thought I would spend today talking about what operational technology security, OT, is, and frankly why it does matter to us. And it's something that is actually very important and something that is growing in importance. And it's scary what the possibilities are if we don't take operational technology security seriously. So first of all, what is OT? OT, operational technology. It's a phrase. It's not new technology, honestly. It's technology that's been around for years, decades, but we finally in the last handful of years started calling it something. It is the manufacturing facilities, it is the chemical plants, it's the assembly line, it's the gas distribution facility, it's a pipeline, it's a water treatment center. It is these areas that we have called critical infrastructure in the past. It's the programmable logic controllers that are managing the flow of water at a dam, or the flow of gas in a pipeline, or how much chemical we put into a container at a manufacturing facility. All of these things are in that area of operational technology. And why it's become such an important piece is, for years and years and years, operational technology was over there. It didn't do anything with our network, it didn't do anything with the IT world. So when we talked about cybersecurity, OT was something different. Now, if you know anything about Stuxnet, you know that we can still get to it. The adversary, the threat actor, can still get to it, which is a great example of how that could work. That's for a different day. But I'll give an example of how separate these worlds were. Probably 20 years ago, a colleague and I went to a manufacturing facility to help them find some efficiencies in their network. And one of the things that they were doing is they had a PLC, a programmable logic controller, that was measuring something on the assembly line. That PLC was connected to a printer. It would the company would print out a report on the printer, walk 10 feet to the other side of the aisle, and type into a computer, into a spreadsheet, the information that was on that printout. And based on that, they measured their efficiency of their assembly line. Now, if you're following along, that's pretty inefficient. It's not a great way to measure efficiency. It's not. But back then, it was considered separate. Matter of fact, that company didn't want us to do anything, to change anything, because their assembly line, their manufacturing facility, was something separate than what the IT network was. So over here, you have one circle that has all the IT stuff. It's the SQL, it's the database, it's the cloud, it's the customer relationship management database, it's the business data, it's the internet, it's the web application. And on the other side, there was another circle that was our OT. It was our machinery, it was our assembly lines, our SCADA network, our PLCs, the communication, the Modbus, the communication between the different devices in that manufacturing facility. And for so many years, there was two separate circles. Over the last handful of years, more and more, those two circles are intermingling. Now there's an overlap where 20 years ago, you really couldn't get from the IT network to the OT network. It really wasn't integrated. It could have been integrated, and maybe there were a few companies that I know about that were doing that, but by and large, they were two separate things. We thought of them as two separate things. That has changed. That has changed. If you're familiar with the Colonial Pipeline attack that happened back in the spring, you know that just like our computers can get hit with malware, with ransomware, you know the OT networks can as well, because that's what happened in that Colonial Pipeline incident. Is that the attack on the computer network impacted the OT network? So there's an overlap there. We have been, and hopefully we continue to take our IT security seriously. Hopefully we continue to protect our IT network. But what that means is that now we have to take our OT network serious as well. So what is OT security? It is the full stack of hardware and software being used to monitor, detect, and control changes to devices, processes, and events. Operational technology security is used to protect and control critical infrastructures such as power stations, transportation networks, smart city appliances. There's a number of different areas that we call critical infrastructure. I think there's 16 different categories of critical infrastructure: energy, water, transportation, manufacturing, um, communications. There's a number of different pieces, and I'm forgetting food supply, several I mentioned transportation, but all of these different areas have OT networks in them. They have a critical piece of their networks that is operational technology. And again, I go back. We are already securing our IT networks now. I hope you are. If you're watching this and you've been watching for the last 11 months, then hopefully you are doing something about that. Um, Not everybody is, and we need to do more. But what many manufacturers have done is ignored the OT side, because that's not been something that they've had to worry about. That's a different area. We're not doing the same thing. Well, now it needs to be part of that thought process. How are we going to protect both of them? Well, Gartner put together a couple of things that I want to share that I think are worth noting. First of all, I'm not going to go through these 10 the 10 operational technology security controls. Frankly, if you read through these: roles and responsibilities, training, incident response, backup, portable media, asset inventory, segmentation, logging, configuration, patching, all of those things are the same things that you're doing on your IT network, or that at least you should be doing on your network. So what Gardner is suggesting is that we add the same concepts and principle to from our IT network to our OT network, that there should be no distinction anymore. We should still segment, we should still do a lot of those things, but the same steps that we're taking to secure our network, our IT side of the house, we need to think about on our OT side of the house as well. So that's a very important piece. And some of you watching may not have a manufacturing facility. Okay, that's fine. Maybe your small business supports a manufacturing facility. Maybe your small business buys items from a manufacturing facility. This is going to matter to all of us. If going back to the Colonial Pipeline incident in the spring, all of our gas prices went up. Gas prices all across the southeastern part of the United States went up in price. And it was all because of one facility, one company that was hit with ransomware. There are enough supply chain challenges that we have right now, workforce challenges, that we can't also take downtime in our manufacturing facility. So why does this matter? Gartner shared 3 different statistics that I think are worth noting on why this matters. First of all, financial impact of attacks on OT networks, cyber physical systems, depending on the terms you want to use, resulting in fatal casualties will reach over $50 billion by 2023. 75% of CEOs will be personally liable for incidents by 2024, and they predict that by 2025, cyber attackers will have weaponized OT environments to successfully harm or kill humans. Those three predictions aren't far fetched. Matter of fact, the third prediction about killing humans, I think, might happen even sooner. But the point of this is that there are real ramifications, there are real financial impacts of OT security. If we're not securing these systems, then we're missing a component of what our overall cybersecurity strategy could be. So I hope that you find this interesting, scary. Yes, I hope you find this scary because it is scary, and it's something that we really do need to take serious. Is it overwhelming? No, it's not. There are cybersecurity professionals that can address these things. We just have to be ready and prepared to act. There are companies in our region. There are companies in each of our communities that's watching that have OT networks deployed. Some communities have a lot of OT networks based companies. And we just need to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to stay safe in cyberspace. So next week, we'll talk about something different, but I appreciate you joining. And again, this was a question that was asked by a viewer about what is OT security. So if you have a question and you want me to answer it, or you want me to bring in another expert to answer a question, just let me know. I will be happy to answer anything that I can, anything that will help you to stay safe, to understand cybersecurity a little bit better, and we're always happy to help. So I appreciate you joining today on 10 at 10, and I hope to see you next week.